You're watching Extras from the Extension on Eagle Community Television.
Hi, I'm Holly Dickman with the Ellis County Extension Office. And this is a time of year that maybe we're not thinking about doing a whole lot outside in our lawns and our gardens and our landscapes, but we certainly can be doing some planning. This is the time of year that you just want to stay inside and stay warm and maybe think about things to come here in the next few months. I don't know if you're like me or maybe you're a gardener, but this is the time of year when I get tons of seed catalogs. I've already received at least 5 of them, and that was even before the first of the year. So I'm sure more will be coming, but this is the time of year when you can kind of look through those things and kind of dream and plan and talk about or think about what you're going to be planting in the spring, which if you think about it really is not that far away. Other thing to consider this time of year is that if you're planting a garden, or maybe you want to start a garden and you've never done that before, the Extension Office can certainly help you out. We have lots of information about vegetable gardening. And one of the great resources that we have that I always like to talk about is this Kansas Garden Guide. Actually, if you Google Kansas Garden Guide, you'll find it really easily online, or you can find it on our website. Or we have hard copies here at the Extension Office that you can purchase for, I believe, $6 right now. So this is a really nice full color guide, kind of goes through the steps of gardening. And like I said, if you've never gardened before, this is a great resource. Talks about planning a garden, what things to consider, where to place that garden, what types of plants might do well here in Kansas, talks about soil, talks about all those sorts of things. And then as you get into the gardening season, it talks about maybe some pest control things or harvesting information, things like that. So there's just all sorts of basic gardening information in this book to help you out if you are just getting started, or maybe you're a very advanced and knowledgeable gardener. This is still a nice reference to have in your collection. Like I said, you can find that at the Extension Office in this hard copy form. We do sell that one, or you can get it for free online and you can look at it on there. While we're talking about online, I just wanted to point out a few things. This is a great time, again, to just kind of sit at your computer and look at some resources. The K-State Extension website, the Ellis County website, which we can put the address up on the screen, is a great source for lots of information. But specifically for horticulture information, if you go down to lawn and garden, those are the horticulture pages. So you can click on that and find all sorts of information. I'm not going to take a lot of time today to go through all those, but I just wanted to mention that that is there. One thing I wanted to mention, since we're talking about gardening and maybe planning for the future, if you're a person that likes to start your own seeds, if you go to our current newsletter under news, you can get a copy of our newsletter. And in there is a chart that talks about when you should plant seeds to get them started. So for vegetables and for flowers. And this is our most current newsletter, was just put up here in January. And you can scroll down, and underneath my pages, which are down quite a ways, you can find a nice chart that talks about when and at what temperature you need to plant seeds indoors to get them ready to plant outdoors at the right times. So I think mine starts on page 14, and then if you go down to page 17, there is a nice chart, and I just want to show you that. Vegetable and flowers seeding table. And so this is just a chart that has a bunch of different vegetables and flowers listed, talks about when to go ahead and plant those indoors and how many weeks it will take for them to become good-sized transplants to then put outdoors. If you need more information about starting seeds like that, once again, the Extension Office can help you out. You can call me, email me. I will give you some information regarding that. Other thing I wanted to point out is if you're a social media user, certainly you can find the Ellis County Extension Office on Facebook. But you can also find the Ellis County Extension Master Gardeners. And this page is a little more focused on horticulture, obviously. So if you want to like us and follow us, I will be putting more timely information as it occurs throughout the year regarding gardening, or maybe some interesting sites or articles that we find along the way. Also, if you're a Twitter user, I will admit I'm not as active on Twitter, but you can follow me on Twitter. And this again is for my job, and so I use it to share horticulture information on Twitter, so you can follow me there. And then finally, I started a Pinterest page for the Ellis County Extension Horticulture. So if you're a Pinterest user and you're interested in finding extension-based or university research-based information, I will be putting all of those things on the Pinterest boards, and you can find them at our Pinterest page. So if you love using social media, that's what I'm going to focus on a little bit more this year. So hopefully you can find some good information to help you have success this year in your garden and your landscape. Like I said, if you need information regarding any of the things I mentioned, or what types of trees might grow well here in the area, or how to deal with our weather that we're having, don't hesitate to contact your local extension office for more information. With that, I'm Holly Dickman, Ellis County Horticulture Extension Agent.
You're watching Extras from the Extension on Eagle Community Television.